Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 139 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I'm making a Rune of Pride. Haha, yes, because I would like to generate more mana. So, today's episode we're going to figure out one of the new generating flowers that's available from Mythic Botany, the Wither Aconite, which generates mana based on nether stars. I have no idea how well this is going to work, but we're going to learn today because it's a new thing and I want to try it out. So we need the Wither Rose, we need a couple mystical black petals. So we need the Wither Rose, which I thought we had gotten one of those. Didn't we get a Wither Rose at some point? Or did I use it? I might have used it. I forget what I used it for, but I think I used it at one point. So we're going to have to get another one of those. I have to, doesn't something mob kills Wither kills mob something? Yeah, I can remember how Wither Roses are created. It's a unique flower, blah, blah, blah. Obtaining. Wither Rose can be obtained when playing. When the Wither kills a mob, depending on the location the mob was, when it was killed by the Wither, as long... Okay, cool. So basically, I think the Wither has to kill a mob, and we'll create a Wither. Okay, so let's get some mob imprisonment tools. Boop, boop, boop. We'll get some mobs... And then we will summon a Wither over at our Wither doohickey, and we'll let the Wither kill the mob, and we'll be good. That sound cool? I think so. I think this is how this works, right? That's all there is to it. Oh, this is a reminder. I left these messages on the screen as I was getting started. I'm trying to click in here. I don't know why that's not enabled. Install FTB library. That's weird. Usually that's installed. I'm gonna have to find out why that got removed. But we updated the pack. It's version 1.10.1 that I'm currently playing of the Direwolf20 pack. Some new mods were installed. Let me bring up my list. Compact machines are now available. Woohoo! Can't wait to try these bad boys out. Compact machines, definitely one of my favorite mods out there. Those of you who may not be aware or haven't seen this before, they're basically a dimension that in the game, but basically the way it works is you can go inside a single block and you have like a large area to build in. So it's super cool. And then we also got Tinkers added to the pack. So Tinker's Construct is here and updated. We might be checking this out because I think there's some new stuff in Tinkers that I absolutely want to play with. Definitely some new mechanics and some new things. So we're going to be checking that out as well. And then finally, everybody's favorite exploration mod is Twilight Forest. Twilight Forest is now also available, and we'll be checking that out as part of an adventure in the near future, because I absolutely want to do that. So those are the three main new mods that have been added to the pack. A bunch of updates and new things. I'm thinking, actually I can't check, but there should be, pretty much every mod that could be updated has been updated. And then in addition to that, we've got the new add-ons, so that's pretty cool. Excited to check out some of the new stuff that we've got. So let's just snag some mobs here. Thank you, friends. How are you? Let's throw another zombie in there. Alright, yes, I know, you're upset. But let's do this. Now, we don't need it to be... Well, maybe it should be nighttime so that the mobs don't burn up. Right? That would be cool. Now, in theory, if everything's working the way it should... This should have placed, actually. Actually, why aren't you placing? Direction front. Yeah, you should be all kinds of groovy. Redstone mode always. Hooray, that worked. Now with any luck... There you go. Kill that zombie for me, would you, buddy? Come on, Wither. Kill zombie. It might be that the ones that he already killed. I love that I'm basically invincible at this point. It might be that the ones he already killed generated... There we go. A Wither Rose. We'll find out. Meow. Wow, that is hilarious to watch. Did you see how fast that happened? He just got melted. He just got straight up melted. That was awesome. Alright, tell me that worked. Hooray, it did! 3 Wither Roses. 1 for each mob that died. The 2 that died from the initial Wither explosion when it spawned. And then the 3rd one, obviously, that zombie that took a minute. So now that we've got those guys, we need a couple black petals. And we should be cool. Mystical black flower. And that's all she wrote, folks. So now we're going to need some nether stars, which we've got a few. Obviously, we have a farm that can produce way more as needed. But we're going to do this one step at a time. Why is there a thingy in here? You shouldn't be in here. And then seed. Hooray! Wither aconite. So let's get ourselves another Elven Mana Spreader. Elven Mana Spreader. Which means we're going to need some more of this. And you can go over here into here. Hey, bad throw. Thank you. Elven Mana Spreader. Beautiful. And I'm going to orient this guy. I'm hoping this will work, but we're going to do here, and then we're going to bind you to the mana pool. Hopefully that'll work. Boop. Should now be bound. He'll bind to the nearest Mana Spreader, so that should be good. And then we probably definitely want a lens. The fire-based potency lens guy. Not velocity. Not velocity. Potency. So it's going to be a fire rune. There you go. Did he eat the nether star? Oh, he turned it into a faded nether star. Okay. That's interesting. Does it keep consuming it? It does. Oh, I see how it works. Okay, so it fades the nether star. That's interesting. Is that a faded nether star? It's interesting. Mythic botany. Yeah, it's interesting that the faded nether star is not in the... Huh, interesting. Alright, cool. So that's presumably doing a good job. Yeah, it's just cruising right along. Now, did we burn through all of our... Wow, we really did. All of our tiny TNT has been burned through. That's amazing to me. We're gonna need more of this stuff, you know. And how about you, food? So this thing did get stuck. Somebody commented on this last episode, I noticed in the comments. My understanding of the way that this gadget here, the dropper and the, whatchamacallit, the round robin augment, I was under the impression that if one of the items was missing in the list, it would skip over it and keep going, but that doesn't look to be the case. It actually looks like if one of the items is missing in the list, when it gets to that item, it stops and waits for that item to show up. Which is, okay, cool. Kind of cool, you know? I mean, that's kind of the preferred method, right? Because you would think that if you're trying to generate, you know, mana, and you don't want it to just keep running the same item over and over again, because we gave it, like, extra potatoes, for example. So when we hit the stake here, we're going to run low. What I should probably do is change this guy. Instead of a chest, we should make him an interface with a crafting card in it. That would probably be the smarter way to go. And hook him up to the refined storage system. So we can do that with some cables and whatnot. So it looks like Mana Star, or Nether Stars, do an interesting thing. They generate quite a lot of mana, which is cool. And they do that by slowly draining the Nether Star of energy. So see how there's like... There's kind of like a damage bar there. I wonder if we can see on F3H. Oh, wow, look at that durability. Okay, cool. That's a lot of durability. I bet we could read that with... If we wanted to, I'm saying. We could probably read that with... Whatchamacallit? this guy and just display it on a screen. That would be kind of cool, right? I'm just saying it would be kind of cool. I kind of want to do that just for fun. Let's do this. Let's do it just for fun, because I want to. Because I want to. We should have no problem getting a portable logic programmer. I'm going to put this away. We're going to want just a couple cables. We don't need much here. We just need an entity reader, right? Because the item is an entity, right? And all we need to do is boop, boop. And then the entity reader goes on the bottom side of that block. Cool. And then entities. I'm just going to do entity because there should only ever be one entity in there. If there was the potential to have multiple items in that block space, we would want to do this. But since there's only ever going to be one, we'll go off of that. You know, in theory, there'll only ever be one. Obviously, I could drop something there, and that would be a mistake, right? And let's get that NBT extractor guy real fast, just to... Is there one of those dudes? Variable in the left slot must have NBT. Oh, it doesn't have NBT. Okay. So I'm wondering if that's like the durability value. Would be cool. Faded Nether Star entity. Okay. Maybe it's using the durability value and it doesn't have NBT? Isn't durability NBT anymore though? It's interesting. How does it not have NBT? Let's see. F3H again. So yeah, it's definitely like the vanilla durability module, which is cool. But I don't see a way. How can I look at durability with the item? Let's see. Stackable, damageable damage. Outputs an integer. That could be it. I'm thinking that's probably it, right? So if we take the variable card here, item damage. No? Oh, we have to convert that to an item. Hang on. Item. There's a way to convert the entity into an item. I know this. Item. Entity items. Close. This is an entity and it outputs a list. The items that are contained within this entity. That might be it. That might be it. But it's going to output a list, right? So we're going to have to do that, right? So you go into the variable store. So this is a list of the list. Let's see. Get list integer output any. Get or default. So we might want to do an integer value of 1. Or 0, actually. I don't know if lists start at 0 or 1 in this mod, but I guess we'll find out. So integer value, what's this? Variable card length list? Oh, that's what was in here originally, right? Yeah. I don't super need you anymore, so you can just go in there. I guess he's back to working. So now we've got, so let's do a get. So we're going to take the list of items in that entity and get the first one in the list, and this should be an item card now. So if we do that and we put this in here, it should list another star. To get element 0 of list of length 0? Really? There's 0 list in there? Alright, I might have to play with this a little more. I thought this was going to be super easy to do, and it's less easy to do than I thought. Here we go. Item, operator, category, entity, input type, entity, output type, item. So if I this to this, you should give me the item card of what it is. So we didn't need to do that list thing. I didn't think we would have to. Okay, cool. Now it's recognizing it as a faded nether star. Sweet. And now we can do the damage input. So we say take the item and give me the damage value integer. And then we do that. And then this should read out. Sweet, it's working. That's the damage value. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's the current, so that value is going up. So what we probably want to do is do max damage minus damage. Let's do that real quick so that we can see how much damage is remaining, right? So that would be the item. We're going to want to get max damage of the item card, right? And then it's going to be this minus this. Okay. So we'll do a subtraction of max damage minus damage. And that should be how much remains. Cool? Now the number's going down. And if we were to pick that item up, it would be, you know, somewhere in that 137,380 area. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, no, that works. That 100% works. I'm down with that. I'm all about that. I think that that's awesome. Cool. So, we're doing good-ish. We're filling up this mana pool. We're filling up... Actually, all the mana pools are getting nicely filled, which is cool. We're generating lots and lots of mana. Just trying to decide if there's any more efficient way to generate mana at this point, or are we pretty much good? I think for now that's good. The only other options, because I was kind of flipping through the book before I started recording here, and let me turn this off. I was flipping through the book before we started recording here, and I was just peeking at the generating flora. There's not much else that I think I would want to do at this moment. Kekamuras might be cool. We've done it a lot before, though. It's the cake one. It eats cake. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Munchdew eats leaves, like, also okay. It's okay. What I would like to try, if I'm being honest, is the Shulk-Me-Not. It says it generates, and I quote, ludicrous amounts of mana. But the trick is, you need to place a shulker, you have to place another mob. The shulker has to shoot its projectile at the mob. Both the shulker and the mob have to be within the range of the flower. And what will happen is, when the shulker projectile hits the mob, it will kill both the shulker and the mob and generate a bunch of mana. So we'd have to basically set up two... a mob spawner for two mobs, right? We'd have to spawn like a zombie and a shulker. And they're going to get killed when this process completes. So we'd have to be, you know, aware of that. And that's where the trick would come in. And also you'd have to, like, trick the shulker to being hostile towards the mob. Because I think by default, shulkers wouldn't attack zombies unless the zombie attacked it first, right? So there's no great way to make shulkers attack other mobs, is there? Like, not a simple way. So we'll see about that. We may or may not decide. Now, if we wanted to automate this flower, by the way, what we've just done makes that very easy. When this number hits 0, or just says that there's no entity, but basically if there's no entity there, I don't know what'll happen, but if that number is 0, which I assume either the Faded Nether Star will disappear when it runs out of mana, or it'll just become 0 damage and, you know, stay there. But either way, we could use that as the effect to drop a new Nether Star into that space, if we wanted to. But let's go ahead and get back to the Portal to Elfheim thing, or the Gaia Guardian fight thing, because we need another Alfsteel Ingot. And hopefully now we have enough stuff to make that happen, right? Now, somebody said I can click these on here in the comments of today's video, so let's see if that's true. Oh yeah, you can. Look at that. Cool. Now, hopefully that's enough mana, because, like, all my pools are half full. So I gotta imagine that we're, like, pretty close to enough mana there. We'll find out, I guess. Go, Alfsteel, go! Hooray! It was enough mana. Sweet. Oh, yeah, they got it. They got a decent amount left. I said lying to myself. Yeah, no, that's a very tiny amount of mana left. But we're gonna have to figure out a way to generate even more mana a little bit more quickly, which I think we can do once we get the Alfsteel thing. So anyway, now that we've got that going, that means that Gaia pylons are now doable, right? So we're gonna need 4 Alfsteel pylons, which are gonna need some stuff. Let me tells you. Let's put away our integrated dynamic stuff. I don't think we need that no mores. At least for the time being. And yeah, I was going to do that interface thing for the food, wasn't I? Yeah, we'll do that in a minute as well. I'm going to leave that there as a reminder to do that. Okay, everybody's cool otherwise? Look like you're cool. Alright, so now 4 Gaia pylons. So did we make the mana pylons? We did. So Gaia pylons need Alsteel pylons, which need Natura pylons, which means we're going to need a few Terra Steel. We're going to need another Terra Steel. So let's get ourselves a mana diamond, pearl, and you. Now we should have plenty of mana for this because, you know, we just should. Cool. That should be a quickie. Boom. See? Plenty of mana. Nothing to worry about. Now, unfortunately, we do need 12 of the nuggets here. But let's do 4 of you real quick. Lickety split. Okay. And then you can be turned into this, which means we're going to need this. Who decided this math? I'd like to speak to their manager. Alright, Alsteel pylons, and now you. Sweet. So we're going to need more mana dudes. This might be enough. Boop, boop, and boop. 4 Gaia pylons. That's awesome. Now we've got the beacon, and now we've got the blocks of iron. Where should we do our Gaia Guardian fight? Let's do it out in the desert. It's always a good place, right? Desert always seems like a nice locale for such an event. A nice locale. So what I'm gonna do, let's just clear out a little bit of flatness. So the Gaia Guardian, it used to be that a few people found like sneaky ways to trap the Gaia Guardian and make it so that it was a lot easier of a fight. Now, I'm not expecting the fight to be that hard for me, but, you know, we should be prepared. Let's do this. Let's do, we've got a weapon, we've got that stuff. Let's get our book. Let's get the Gaia Guardian ready to go. So that's going to be in the Althomancy chapter, Ritual of the Gaia. We need a multi-block structure that looks like this. Okay. And so that will be effectively an active beacon. Boop. Cool. Look at that. Speed, haste, resistance, yeah, whatever. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know how this thing works. I legitimately don't even know how a vanilla beacon works. Something resources. You know what I never liked about the vanilla beacon? Is there's no difference between like ultra rare resources and ultra common resources. It's like, yeah, give me like an iron, or a diamond or another, or like any of those items. They kind of all do the same thing. Hello. Sure, why not? Now, in addition to this, we need to place our Gaia Guardian or Gaia pylons. Cool. Yeah, I always like kind of wished that beacons had a reason to do anything other than iron, right? Like you build the multi-block out of iron and you give it iron ingots. It's the exact same effect as if you build the multi-block out of emerald blocks and give it emeralds, or out of netherite blocks and give it netherite. Like, why? Why not make it so that, like, you know, using diamond or gold is better than using iron in some way? The other thing that I've noticed is, like, beacons have never been anything that, like, mods have taken a crack at. You know? Like, mods have modded so many aspects of vanilla Minecraft. I feel like beacons are very rarely touched. I think there's been 1 or 2 mods that have been beacon-ish, but nothing, like, too crazy. So that's, you know, another thing to consider. So I think it's Gaia Guardian fight time. So what we need to do to start the Gaia Guardian fight, unless this has been changed, which is always possible, right? Unless this has been changed, what we need to do is create a Terra Steel ingot again. Yay, mana. And this guy is low again because we ran out of state, which I'm going to fix shortly after we do the Gaia Guardian fight. Cool. So let's make sure we have a weapon. Let's see, how's our food situation doing? Pretty good there. We've got like the OP mecha armor. I've done the Gaia Guardian fight enough that I think you guys are going to give me a pass on not, you know, going like the vanilla armor approach, right? Like, I don't need to do that. You guys are cool if I just, you know, cheese it a little bit with the ridiculous mecha armor. I'm assuming that's okay. So, I should probably sleep through the night. Doing this fight during the night is rough, because there's a phase of the battle that will summon a lot of mobs, and if it's nighttime, then they don't have a problem with that. If it's daytime, then they burn up, and it makes it a little bit easier. Okay? Now, I'm not going to use anything like too... you know what? I could use something a little ridiculous, couldn't I? Should we just see? I'm pretty sure the thing's coded to have, like, a limit to how much damage it can accept. But, like, just for fun, let's just see how this works out, right? So just right-click, Terra Steel, shift right-click. Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, see? There's a limit to how much damage he can accept. Now, like any good boss fight... Ah. Ow, 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 ow. Where's my arrow? I usually have an arrow on this. Ow, ow, ow. Like any good boss fight, there's spots on the ground that you should not stand. Ow. I wasn't super prepared for that battle. I was not super prepared for that battle. Yeah, so there's like those little spots on the ground that you should not stand. Now, I thought I was doing fine in terms of, you know, health and whatnot, but I guess it was hurting me. I have to look at that, because I thought my health bar was, like, full. Wasn't it full? Wasn't my health bar full? It looked full. Now we're going to need another Terra Steel. Rip. Well, this time at least I can bring my arrow and be a little bit smarter about it. Hooray! All things back. Wow, it's been so long since I've died, I didn't even, like, consider that it was a possibility. Which is funny. Which is funny. Okay, so let's go... Let me go look at that and see how I actually died. I mean, I thought my health looked full, but maybe I'm crazy. So the other thing I think I want to do is bring jukebox and note block sounds. I forgot that the music for the Gaia Guardian fight, very loud. And it's not tied to the music volume. I think it's tied to the jukebox volume. So we'll find out if that's true or not. So let's go do this bad boy again, shall we? So let's get ourselves a little bit more mana stuffs. So we're going to want another diamond, we're going to want another steel, and we're going to want another pearl. Cool. And let's try not to die this time. Like a noob. Like the noob that I know I am. In fairness, I was pretty sure it was not possible for me to die, so I wasn't super trying. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that that hotkey got rechained. Okay, my bad. Let's see, map. There's a waypointy thing. It's been so long since I've even died that I don't even know how to... There it is, remove waypoint. Cool. Alright, here we go. Much better, right? Much better. Was not prepared for the loudness. So now watch where you're standing. Oh boy, hello. Because standing in those black spots is definitely bad, which should not be a surprise to anyone who's played any kind of MMO in the time recently. Watch your footing, watch your footing. And you'll be fine. Now this is only like the first version of the fight, by the way. There's a tougher one coming that we're gonna definitely be doing. And we're about to hit phase 2 now. Phase 2 is spawn lots of mobs. See how much better I'm doing though? If you watch your footing and you don't step into the black spots, you're just fine. You're gonna be just fine. That's all you gotta do. Watch your footing. Something to witch on me? Did I even get withering at all during this fight? I don't think I did. And if you try and go outside this area, it's going to bump you back in. So watch that. Gotcha. Sweet. So a couple of these little dudes, and we're good to go. All right, so the main thing that drops from this boss are Gaia Spirits, which are the next tier unlock of items. So you can get some really nice stuff from this. For example, the Gaia Mana Spreader, which is a way faster mana spreader than the regular mana spreaders. So I'm going to swap this guy out real quick here. And I'm going to, let's see, what did happen to our Nether Star? I assume that it just died out, right? So let's replace the Elven Mana Spreader with a Gaia Mana Spreader, which is definitely like a way faster mana spreader than we had before, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. Now, I thought that I had some extra Dragonstone. I do. So that's sweet. All right, so you're gonna go here, you're gonna get bound, boop, and you're gonna bind to that guy. And let's make sure that you're in fact bound to this. And we can still use the potency thing, right? So this should drain the Nether Stars a lot faster now, which would be cool, because, yes. See how much faster that's draining? How much faster you drop in the numbers? We'd have to, like, compare the videos, but I feel like that's a lot faster, isn't it? Isn't that, like, a lot faster? Or am I crazy? I'm going to go look back at the video from earlier and see how much faster that is, but I feel like it's a lot faster. Yeah, if you look back in the video, this is way faster now. Way, way, way faster, as a matter of fact. So that's pretty neat. And the same for the TNT, right? Like, watch how long it takes for TNT to go. Right? Pay attention to that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to replace the Elven Mana Spreader. Okay. With a Gaia Mana Spreader. Wow. Right? Wow. Noticeable improvement. Significantly noticeable. That huge difference. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. So that's cool, right? Isn't that awesome? So definitely worth the doing of the thing that we just did. Yeah, 100%. Huge improvement. Other things that the Gaia Spirits can do, they can make some, like, niftier items. There's a bunch of items and gadgets and toys and all kinds of crazy stuff that you can get, and this is basically like the Nether Star equivalent of Britannia, right? Like super powerful end game, like ultimate item. Now the other thing we can do with it is make the Gaia Spirit Ingot, which is, drumroll please, how you fight Tier 2 Gaia Guardian, which is even more difficult. So if we take a look at Alphomancy now, we will see Ritual of the Gaia 2. Basically, you do that, and you put that into the beacon over there, and you're going to have a much more difficult boss battle in front of you. Oh, hey, look, I got materials in you. When did that happen? I have no idea. Was that there the whole episode? Probably. So what I'm going to do is prep one of these bad boys real quick, and then what we're going to do is wrap up the episode. We will come back next time. We will fight Gaia Guardian Mark II, which sounds like fun, because it is. That'll get us some even cooler stuff. And then we will have all the resources we need to continue getting into Mythic Britannia. So that's what we're going to do. Cool? So Darwell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and check out Mythic Britannia and a couple other cool things. For now, though, take it easy.